Okay, we're going to talk about maybe not the most popular subject, but it's usually popular in the months of May and June every year, which is the Triple Crown. It ended last Saturday with Summer Bird winning the Belmont. Um, so let's talk about Mind That Bird and his races throughout the Triple Crown, how big of a success story he was as a $9,500 purchase.
Yeah, Mind That Bird is a gutsy horse, right? He won the Derby flawlessly by at least 7 lengths. Comes back, runs an outside trip, loses by a half a length to a fantastic Rachel Andra, and then maybe a jockey mistake in the Belmont Stakes, moving a little too early, allowing Summer Bird to run past the dying horses up front.
Exactly.
But other than that, he's proven to be a great purchase.
Well, going to the Belmont as the most recent race, I mean, it just seemed as if you just knew when Summer Bird was coming. He had such fresh legs. It looked
He didn't run yet. He didn't run his race yet.
It looked like he jumped in at the quarter pole.
He was uncoiling. Ridiculous. He was uncoiling as Dunkirk, Charitable Man, and Mind That Bird was faltering.
They all tired down, and when you run a quarter less than 24, and that pace usually keeps up throughout the race. This is a mile and a half. It's not like you're at Pimlico, a mile and 3/16, where maybe you could pull that off. And Dunkirk was off in game. He was game in the Belmont the whole way.
Pretty good strategy. Got him second place, but I think if Mind That Bird waits, I think he ends up third that race. Is third what they wanted? I don't think so.
Probably, but now you go back to the Preakness. Rachel Alexandra, the filly, won that race. Decided not to run her in the Belmont. I thought it was a good decision. I don't think you've seen Summer Bird close in. Rachel Alexandra has all that tactical speed. I've never really seen her close. I haven't heard of any closing tactics. So
I think she would have been in that pack of Dunkirk, Mind That Bird, and Summer Bird. I don't think she
right up front.
I don't think she would have been tugging along up front and no one catching her. I think they know what they're talking about, the jockey and trainer, when they say the horse had a tough race. Even though she won, she had a tough race. So when you have a tough race, you got to give the horse a couple months off.
It's an awful lot to go through to run 3 weeks later. Even though you're getting an extra week, going a mile and a half is way different than going a mile and 3/16. An extra 25 seconds. It could be very tough on the horse.
Yeah, we got to remember she didn't just come in for the Preakness and then maybe run the Belmont. She ran 2 weeks before in the Kentucky Oaks.
Right.
The day before and won.
And even though, they say, oh, we never touched her, you're just galloping along.
She was running away. She won by 21 lengths.
She ran away, so she must have been running pretty hard. Almost broke her track record in the Oaks at Churchill. But, I mean, just a terrific horse. And this is going to be a lot to look forward to come Breeders' Cup times. I think a lot of these horses are going to run. Dunkirk was just injured. He was on the Triple Crown Trail the whole way. Hopefully he'll be back by the Breeders' Cup. Summer Bird improved drastically. And the Kentucky Derby had a really bad trip, got sick, so you could kind of see the setup in the Belmont.
Already heading to the Monmouth Haskell.
Monmouth Haskell in August. He'll be running in August. So there's some big races ahead, but it was Mind That Bird was the star of the show the whole way, this Triple Crown. And,
finishing in the money. All
three races.
Very tough to do. The last horse I remember to do that was Curlin, 2007.
Right. And it was pretty much unheard of. Nobody heard of Mind That Bird. You would never think after all three races you would hear Mind That Bird winning, then placing, then showing. I mean, it's just remarkable how Mind That Bird was 6-5 in the Belmont Stakes. I don't think you won't. I mean, you could see it again, but I doubt it. $9,500 purchase. So basically, you could go to Suffolk, grab a horse, and give him some kind of pill,
and make $2 million,
and make him run
quickly. I want to talk about an idea that's been presented by many people who think the sport is in dire need of a Triple Crown, wanting to lengthen the time between races. What do you think of it, Chris?
I wouldn't go with it because for so many years the Triple Crown has been huge in the sport's history.
It's called tradition.
And the previous Triple Crown race winners, it's not fair. I mean, if you go back to horses like Secretariat and Affirmed, it's not fair to them. And even going back further to Citation and
you can't compare
horses like that. I mean, they ran every week and they ran the race. They ran the race. That's how it's supposed to be run.
Can't compare.
It's 2-2 and now 3 weeks off.
That's why
it's just good.
That's why they call the Belmont the test of the champion.
Exactly.
Because if you're a champion, you can win this race. You can withstand the mile and a half and finish ahead of everyone else.
And it's just that you go from a 20-horse field to probably a 12 horse field the next two if everyone wants to get in. And if you win the first one, we've seen how many winners have won the Preakness. I mean, the Triple Crown is always alive almost every year. Even Mind That Bird this year. We've seen a lot of people, a lot of people believed in the girl horse, but then there was a lot of people who didn't. So Mind That Bird, a Triple Crown, was in his future after winning the first one, even though he was 50-1, sloppy racetrack. We've seen he ran such a good second.
Also, that'll shorten the time up until the Breeders' Cup. All these trainers have a certain plan of when they want to run these horses. This lengthening it out might shorten it. Maybe only give a horse one prep race rather than two for the.
And that's what it is.
Breeders' Cup.
As soon as the third Julius Triple Crown is ended, especially for the 3-year-olds, I mean the 4-year-olds, they watch them. There's some big races too. They lead up. Everything is a prep race from June until October. Everything is so carefully placed today because horses only run every 4, 6, 8 weeks. They want no injuries. We've seen what's happened.
The sire's fee is too much to pass up.
That too. It's a money investment. All right, folks. It was a good first show. Hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. All right. Take it easy.
Take care.